Alright everyone, welcome back to the Comic Scoop. This is going to be my review for the week of April 13th, 2022. This whole week I'll be posting some videos sporadically so I can catch up to this week's new releases. So I'm starting with the stuff from the 13th. Now this is coming out of the Sandman universe. It is called Nightmare Country #1. I got the variant cover over here. This cover is done by Yankik Patek and Nathan Fairbairn. So what's cool about this, you have the Corinthian right here, coming back from Sandman, Dream in the background. Now, this is written by none other than James Tynion IV, and illustrations done by Lisandro Esterin. But what's kind of cool about this is Paquette and Fairbairn both also did a combo for there's like 3 pages in it called The Dreaming that the variant cover artist also worked on. So this one was really cool. We start off with this guy and lady talking about dreams, or she mentions like her lack of dreams now that she's an adult. But had these reoccurring nightmares as a child, and then like kind of disassociates in conversation and sees this it in the background, and here's a very disgusting image. Like his eyes are mouths, and he has like a tongue that licks his brow. Ugh. Well, then they go away and get to do some things that I'm going to do my best not to share here, but you do have to see this really crazy image. Yeah, the word they saying is better than the other image that I was trying not to show. But anyway, so this guy wakes up and someone walks in. The Corinthian walks in. Big grins all around, And it's crazy because he walks in and there's all these paintings of what seems like it would be him. And Corinthian's so confused. The guy doesn't know these belong to the lady that he was with. And then now we jump into what I believe are where our guest artists come in, and this is kind of the history of the Corinthian and how Dream created him to be, like the embodiment of nightmare, essentially. Nightmare incarnate. And, he eats eyes, like with his eyes, and I guess it's eyes are the portal to the soul, and he's absorbing your soul through dreams, or like this like Necronomicon style book that he found through one of his victims' dreams. But it's really grotesque. There's like a guy they mentioned who, as a child, had this dream where his eyes were mouths, and he couldn't help but chew his fingers down to the very bone. And till this day, as an old man, he cannot look into a mirror. Anyway, we go back to our main story, and I guess like the guy's kind of like put off and leaves. And while he's gone, the lady wakes up because there's someone knocking at the door, and Corinthian's back, and he's very curious to where she has seen, where she's gotten the inspiration for these paintings, and it's crazy because she responds to him with, "Are you one of us? Do you see him too? See him, the smiling man." And now we go into like a different thing here where it shows like a couple of, I guess, other demons killing this guy. And like I'm really curious about the smiling man now. I'm sure it's not connected at all, but I know in Gideon Falls, I believe like the antagonist is referred to as the smiling man. What's crazy is after these guys squished this guy's head, You know, like like they have a list that they're following, and the next person on their list, I believe, is the girl from earlier in the story. And then we see on this boat is what I assume is what she's referring to as the Smiling Man. So I'm really curious to the connection with this and the Corinthian, and like what's different between them. Why, like, why are there two different beings with these mouth eyes? But that was cool. Sandman, just a great story in general. Yeah. I got another number one over here, A Town Called Terror. Now this one's cool. I didn't look very much into it before picking it up. I just saw it, in advertisements, and was pretty excited about it. I thought it would be maybe like a horror anthology, but it's actually its own story. So this is coming from Image Comics. Really love that cover there, with the eyes in the background. This is written by Steve Niles and drawn by Simon. Excuse me, Simon Kerensky. Now, the opening is gorgeous, very cinematic. I love how each panel slowly gets you into the scene. So we have this guy who's like in a hazmat suit coming in, uses a code key card to get into some secure room. And then we open up to this great spread right here. And speaking of spread, right on the table is like this carcass, or specifically just the abdomen, and or the torso, I guess. Now, you know how I mentioned this was cinematic. So when I got to this page, we see this person, this killer or what, start to get to work, and they cue up box suite number 3 in D minor, and I of course had to do that as well, which I would do for you. So as I mentioned, it's very cinematic. Goes in, music cues up. I see him hold an arm. We introduce the writing credits. He attaches the arm to the torso. Zoom in on the mask. See, he pulls out a foot. Very concentrated. Connects the leg onto the torso. Then we move on to a hand next. And that clicks right in. Wide shot. Another hand. Family. Always holding the head and introduce the artist. Final piece. The eye opens. And he opens with a very snarky remark. Maybe next time attach my head first. So it leaves a lot of questions, and made me really curious. Like, who is this guy? Who's the other guy? What are they? What's their purpose? Title card. Such a fantastic opening. And so now we go into the story. In the suburbs, there's this newly married couple. They're very much in love. The man gets up to get something. I think ice cream is what they talk about. But then, bam! We have some guys in masks break into their home. They drug up the lady while they take her husband away. And once he comes to, he just kind of sees these guys, and he's just like, so he wants to see me. Yeah, so whatever this man is into, he already knows what's up. And they're taking him far. Take him to another car, to a helicopter, fly him all around. And then when he asks about his father, and he's just like, well, your father's dead. And he's just like, dead again, huh? So I'm really curious about this. And now we get some narration, like a little bit to flesh out a little bit what's happening. And it's like, this main character, he never felt like he belongs, and he's basically hiding in the regular world. But now it's finally time for him to come back home to the secret hidden town of monsters and freaks. it's a town called Terror. Such a great setup. The art style is really cool. I yeah, I'm really curious about this story. All right, so now we're going to move on to Venom number 7. All right, so I apologize. I did skip number 6. 5 was really awesome though. This variant cover right here on the front is the Spider-Man tribute that they've been doing for the 60th anniversary of Marvel's Star Child. And who better to have a tribute cover than Venom? Yeah, I really love like the. It's kind of like a Spider-Man symbiote taking over Venom himself. And that's really great there. The webbing angle. It's cool. So this one's really neat. Now we have Bedlam hiding out as a person on the hunt for Venom still, and we finally get this battle between Venom and Bedlam that I've been waiting on. It's really cool. They're like right outside this biker bar Dylan's been working at, or he's been taken under the wing of the owner, who is kind of in the middle of this biker rivalry. Um, Venom and Dylan kind of have a disagreement because Dylan's trying to just be like the Boy Scout hero, where Venom's being a little more realistic, and like we kind of have to fight hard with these guys. They have the Life Foundation still on their tail. And then there's like this biker rivalry that's happening in between, and then enter Bedlam, and we get the fight. It's so cool. I really love the spread right here. It does that, kind of like uncut one scene panel type thing that I really enjoy. Yeah, they really go at it. It's really cool. And what's interesting is like this whole time, like Dylan does not know who Bedlam is or what he is. I guess neither do I really, but he's just like really confident he can take him on. He thinks he's a creation from the Life Foundation, has no idea that it's basically like the pet of the symbiote, underworld god, Meritus. And he even like throws out the spawn chain and gets him like down. So yeah, Dylan's kind of holding his own with that Venom suit. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm like, this story's been really coming up. It's been really interesting what they're doing, and just kind of like how this series started, where Dylan unfortunately had to watch his father blow up. He now sees the demise of Jake, the biker, is like taking him in, and the whole bar gets burned down. And here comes Bedlam once again, back on his tail, and we get this really great reveal that I'm really excited for the next issue, because Bedlam's cowl, or I guess he reveals the face, and Dylan's just watching with shocked eyes. In the very last panel, Dad sighting Baywater outside Jake's bar. What is this, Eddie Brock? I guess we gotta wait and find out. Like, I was not expecting that at all. That was what? Alright, so Noctera number 9. The series is really rolling through. So at this point, Blacktop Bill is with the Song Dog crew, and they definitely don't trust him. We have some real cool fights here with the shades that they are hunting down. And like I said, they don't trust Bill, even though they've allied with him. So they keep him kind of like tied up. And the other Nocturnes, what's like the type of people that Bill is, are right on the tail of the convoy, and they have to fight them. They have to fight them back using Bill's knowledge of how they work. Luckily, he's ruthless and sinister as hell, but there's like a part that so Piper is driving his truck, And Blacktop Bill's like, you got to open up my trunk. It's the only way to stop them. So they do, and it's like, oh wait, there's like some screaming in the trunk. What is it? It's like, oh, it's human shades, but they're small. Actually, those are little children. So it brings up the question of like, were these human shade children that Blacktop Bill captured like that, or did he capture regular human kids and turn them into shades? Well, he gives them the information they need to find this, quote unquote paradise that they're looking for, and he's really trying to get them to understand that it's not going to be what they expect, that this is the life, and the life in the light that they all want is not what they think it will be. All right, we jumping, or yeah, sticking with image. We have Rain number 4. Here's the variant cover. It's pretty cute and sad as I slowly pan down for you to reveal. Got a cute little tiger cub here. Its paws all pricked, but its mama. It's all Lion Kinged out. It's really unfortunate. Um, so from where we last left off, Honeysuckle was kidnapped by some ex-con, and they're gonna take this tractor to Canada, but she is not having it. She has literally walked from Boulder all the way to Denver, and is not gonna be hijacked like that. So she crashes their bulldozer, and while the guy is unconscious or dead, she just hightails it. There was a question earlier on that what's his name, the little kid, Templeton brought up, which was how will the animals survive? Which we go through here, get a little glimpse of that again. And the reason why we show this is because Honeysuckle is walking through a zoo, and there's all these animals just kind of piled, and they have like the needle rain just stuck to them. It's really sad. Honeysuckle finally makes it to her partner's like father's home, or her partner's home, and meets this really like hick bigot guy who's basically blaming all this stuff happening because um, I guess because the pastor's daughter is a lesbian, and whatever, like because it's going against God or something. So basically saying that this is all God's doing because of them, and that's not really what Honeysuckle wants to hear. So whatever, she leaves him be and goes into the house to like finally find the father, and it seems like he was deliberately tied up, left outside. Sorry, this is very graphic, but who knows how many days he'd been out there? Who knows how this happened? But we can maybe guess with how we were introduced with this home. It begins to rain again, and while Honeysuckle's there trying to get some rest, that hick breaks in, and I guess he's trying to make sure she doesn't tell anyone of what she found. But she's a little smarter and definitely angry. Whacks him over, and as beautiful as poetic justice can be, leaves him outside in the same place, in the same way. So she makes her way back, and makes her way back home, hoping that Templeton is fine, and he's there. He made it with the other guy who I forgot his name. Yeah, they made it in. They're safe. Now, I need to double check, and sorry, I meant to do this before I started recording, but I want to say there's a 5th issue coming, but the way how this ended was like, this is the end. And there was no to be continued or anything. It felt a lot like an ending, but then also, there was a part in here that I read that it made me think, that there might be a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know. If it's the end, then I felt very underwhelmed. But the whole story was great. Now, the final one here, which I'm gonna like keep in its spread in its bag. But this is the Star Wars issue 22, which is a Crimson Reign tie-in, and this specifically, this variant cover, is the Rise of the Skywalker cover, and it's part of like the 50th anniversary for Lucasfilms. I got a couple of like the Mandalorian ones, which I'd showed before. And I really loved like the color in this, the contrast of like the red and the blue. I really love like Kylo Ren's pose there and his like cracked helmet. Um, it's definitely not even remotely close to being a fan of the Rise of Skywalker. Oh wait, the Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, never mind. I'm confusing that one with the Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker was alright. I like that one better than Last Jedi, but this cover is definitely top choice. I love it. So that's everything I have for y'all today. Let's see. There's like one standalone comic I'll feature. I'll show you guys tomorrow, which is Beyond the White Knight. I mentioned that I think in my last video. I finally was able to get a copy. We'll talk more about that one tomorrow because tomorrow issue 2 comes out. I'm really excited for that. So we'll do that. I believe by Thursday or Friday I'll have another video for you all, which would be for the new releases of last week, the 20th, because I was out of town. So we're going to do that one, and maybe a couple days after that I'll have this week's video, this week's new releases up, and that will complete the whole week of us catching up. And some big things are coming. I know last week and this week we have a lot of final issues for AWA Upshot. So I'm really excited to see the conclusions of Crimson, Cage, was it Knighted, and the Fourth Man. Those are all ending between these between the haul that I'm getting tomorrow. So we have that to look forward to. Anyway, welcome back to me, I guess. You guys have always been there. But thanks for tuning in and watching, and to be continued.